Hello everyone. Today another episode of a Magical Creators live podcast, and my guest today is Melanie Moore. Melanie is my dear friend. I wanted to talk today about the magic of EFT and how it works in reality, whether it's really magic and it doesn't happen in real life, and whether it can be experienced as a tangible result. Because it's emotional freedom. Is it something more than just feeling good or feeling better? Or we can benefit from physical manifestation. And I'm going to reveal what I have personally experienced from particularly tapping with Mel, and it's felt like really unbelievable. Somebody comes across your name for the first time. Can you tell us who you are, what you do?
My name's Melanie Moore. I think on my Instagram hat, and I'm also known as Big Vision Coach. I like to use the power of EFT, which we're going to be talking about today, and visualization, where I've actually also kind of trademarked my own process, TNT, to help people to think about a vision for the future, change the direction of their lives, dream bigger, and to manifest magical outcomes. I've trained originally as a holistic therapist and doing, really kind of into energy work, Reiki, reflexology. That then took me down to the path of EFT tapping. Also been doing kind of personal development vision board workshops for, 10 years now. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I kind of combined the two. I kind of brought tapping into the vision boarding workshops. And now it's kind of like the tool that I use to coach my clients to tap into their big vision. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
So anyone who's listening or watching our conversation, if you have attended one of Melanie's workshops, vision board workshops, either online or in real life, please post in the comments. It would be great to know. And maybe also share your manifestation story. What you've just shared with us brings me to my first question. And I think I never asked it before. Why did you choose EFT as a modality?
Okay. Well, as I said, I was really kind of into alternative healing. And this must have been, I'm kind of thinking back to about, 2010, I think it was. I used to suffer two things, physical symptoms of hay fever and migraines, monthly migraines. And I was kind of looking for an alternative way to find relief. And I remember I first came across tapping when I was learning to be a reflexologist, and that's when I became aware of it. And then I heard that tapping could be good to relieve allergy symptoms, so I thought, I'll give it a go. I started tapping for my hay fever symptoms, and I just couldn't believe that my symptoms just disappeared. It was really strange. And then I tried it for my headaches. They disappeared, and I thought, oh my God, how can this weird tapping thing just relieve me of these physical symptoms? So I first used tapping on myself for physical symptoms, and then because I was so fascinated, I was already kind of in the world of learning about holistic therapies. I thought I need to train as a therapist. I trained as a therapist, and back then my practice was really around helping women on their fertility journey. So people were coming to me for reflexology and Reiki sessions if they were trying to get pregnant, if they were pregnant, and I would help them through their pregnancy journey. So then I started to bring tapping into the mix as well, and was finding I was getting really kind of good results with just tapping. And then on the side, I did, these vision board workshops with my clients. It was a completely separate part of my business. And then I eventually brought the tapping into that as well, but we can talk about that in a minute.
Excellent. So I know, well, you have YouTube channel, and I see people commenting under your videos. So, oh my God, I manifested £50,000 because you have tapping video for £50,000 every month, for 10K, for 5,000, like very tangible result. And or sometimes you share some of the results people get just from tapping on your videos. Can you maybe share some examples that took your breath away, just knowing that it came because somebody was tapping with you?
Do you know, it's one of the kind of the high in the morning when I wake up, after I've kind of done everything, I like to check my YouTube comments, because they're strangers. They're not my clients. Well, sometimes my clients post comments, but usually strangers from all around the world. And they don't have to leave a comment. I must admit, when I watch YouTube, I don't think I ever leave a comment for people when I watch it. I just watch it, consume the content. Thanks very much. And I'm always so touched and grateful when strangers leave comments, particularly when they've had results. And one in particular, actually, this lady went on to join my vision board workshop in January. She wasn't a client. I saw that she commented regularly, and it was around the tapping into the 50K months. I'm tapping into the 50K months video. And she said that she'd been tapping on that video for over a year. So that takes commitment and dedication to tap, you know, with one video for over a year. And she said she did it, and she was now kind of making regular 50K months in her business, you know, kind of from nowhere. And then she went on to kind of share her story in a bit more detail, you know, when she joined the Vision Board workshop this year. And funnily enough, I got a message this morning. It wasn't a YouTube message, but it was actually just, they tracked me down on Facebook, sent me a DM and said, I just wanted to share, I've been tapping into abundance for 30 days video. I'm on day 7. And I've manifested, I think, £750, £150, £20 cash, I think free coffee. There was something else, a whole list of things. And the thing made me laugh, and a hamster. So I was like, I don't know if a hamster was wanted or not, but she manifested. I think that's the first time I've had somebody manifest a hamster.
Excellent. Also, you know, you mentioned somebody was tapping like for a year. And also all those wonderful results. And I was thinking, right? So all these people who don't know you, who don't have a privilege to call you a friend, they're getting excellent results. I know you personally. I can talk to you like every day, and very often we do. I kind of don't find hamsters, or, you know, or 50K a month is not yet a reality yet. And what I've realized that those people in the comments, they were saying that they've been tapping every day. And this kind of brought us to the idea, what if we do every day? So I started tapping every day. And I remember after day 7, and I chose this word, it was Financial Miracle. I also liked the outline of it, that I'm open to receiving miracles. And when I tap around it, I could feel how, like, my chakras are opening almost, right? Like I could feel that I'm open. And I decided to go for a walk in the park, in Holland Park area, out of the blue. It wasn't planned, anything. And after I spent some time in the park, I decided to go back home, but through Notting Hill area. And I was just wandering around, taking photos, pictures. And then internally, I hear the voice that says, cross the street now and go on the other street. And I couldn't understand initially why, because I thought, oh, maybe it's a better angle to do the videos. There are no people walking, so they are not into the shot. And to my big surprise, on a street, it was £50 note. Oh my God, like waiting for me. It's not that somebody dropped and I didn't tell them. It was empty street on that side of the road, and it was waiting for me.
Amazing, love it.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my God, it works for me as well. But I guess the essence was that I was doing it every day. I still do it every day. The essence is to do it every day.
It is. And I think you can allow yourself some grace. I believe that rewiring of our neural pathways takes, as you know, this is what neuroscientists say, it takes 66 days to rewire a neural pathway. And when we want kind of long-lasting changes, obviously, yes, I think the daily, I think it's a bit like exercise. If you commit to doing exercise daily, you will get amazingly good, consistent results. And if you miss a day or two, it's okay. But if you just exercise once every 3 weeks, you know, the results aren't going to be anywhere near as good. So for me, it is like and I have to remind myself, the thing is, I tap quite regularly because I tap with clients. I'm always tapping on Zoom calls. But when it comes to one particular story I want to shift, or particular habit I want to change, I'm probably not as consistent as I should be. And I'm great at thinking up topics, and I could create tapping videos all day long, but I have to remind myself that for lasting changes in any area of my life, I need to do the work as well.
I understand that if you miss a day or two, like, it's not a biggie, but I think it can be a pattern as well. Like, if you miss a day, it's so much easier to miss a second day.
Yeah.
So because today I made sure I did it in the morning. I was doing 30 days of morning yoga, and today, after finishing 30 days, it was like a temptation to take a break. But I went into this rhythm of doing it. So I did again today. And I wanted to ask you, because some people will be more busy, and I think it's a matter of creating a momentum, creating habit and rhythm. What would you suggest? How to make sure that people prioritize, even that it doesn't need to be tapping, but something you do daily towards your goal, even when you're super busy?
Well, I guess it depends kind of what it is, and how much you want the change in your life as well, because we will be given nudges all the time to make changes in our life. You know, it's gonna be like that whisper in the ear. It's going to be, you know, how we feeling. And human beings, we can tolerate quite a lot of discomfort, and for many people, the discomfort, they're literally putting up with it their whole lives. Sometimes it's physical discomfort, sometimes it's financial discomfort, sometimes it's a discomfort of not going after what your heart and soul are calling you to do. It could be discomfort, you're tolerating a relationship in your life that is, it's kind of, and people have different pain thresholds. Some people can put up with much more than they should, and it's kind of almost like we're all so worthy of living a life where we're not tolerating stuff, where we're not just putting up with mediocre health, mediocre relationships, mediocre environments, and everyone has got their own tolerance thresholds. So it's quite a difficult question to answer, because sometimes something will cause you to, it's kind of like a wake-up call, a slap in the face, something that's just pushed you over the edge, that's too much to bear. And it's just recognizing, you know, what is kind of, and I guess maybe checking in with yourself, you know, what am I tolerating? What am I putting up with? I were to not make any changes at all, if I'd continue doing all the things I'm doing now, what would my life look like in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 20 years' time? Tony Robbins takes people through the Dickens process at his UPW events, where he actually takes you into a guided meditation into the future, where if you don't make changes, what is your life going to look like in 20 years' time? And sometimes people can think that is the wake-up call, and you think, oh my God, I don't want to be, it's like, I've got goosebumps to say, don't want that trajectory for my life. So I'm going to make changes now. So it's almost like having reality check with yourself. What is that future vision look like? And if you don't like the look of that, it starts today. And the moment the discomfort of that future vision comes in, that will get you back on track again. I think having accountability partners helps, you know, like, you know, we check in. It's so funny. I've tapped today. Then I think, yeah, I've tapped with myself. and I need accountability as well to do the thing that I say I'm going to do, because I want the changes myself. How? Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer, because I think,
well, answer from the perspective, like how you make sure when you decided that you want to do it on regular basis.
I think the thing that I'm being super consistent about with, as well as the tapping, is the commitment to my health and fitness, because I've got my own Dickens in my parents, you know, seeing a dad with dementia and a mum with quite severe mobility issues. And I don't want that future. So I think, okay, what do I need to do today? And that involves me kind of like making that juice when I can't really be bothered, when doing that workout. And actually for the last 8 weeks, I've been super consistent in both of those. And for me, I think it gets to that tipping point. I think it is around the 60-day mark where it almost feels like my day's incomplete without the exercise or without the juicing. And of course, yeah, I don't have celery juice or my juices every day. But probably I'd do one or the other. I'll have the juice, 4 days out of 7, and the exercise is going to come in to overlap with the two. So there's no day I go without a healthy eating or the exercise. And of course, there's a day I think, okay, do you know what? Let's just have something, enjoy myself. There's going to be no exercise today, and I'm going to just eat whatever I want today. But those days are kind of like, they don't satisfy me as much as the days where I have the healthy eating and the the exercise. So that definitely for me is become a non-negotiable now, and I do feel my pathways towards exercise and nutrition, whereas before I was a bit kind of like, I did it for a while and I stopped and start. I think I've always had that in my mindset, but now it's like, no, Mel, it's got to be consistent all the time. That's kind of non-negotiable. And the tapping, well, I do it regularly anyway. I make sure I tune in with my desires every morning. Actually, meditation is a daily practice. It's such a daily practice now that I forget that it's a daily practice because it's so ingrained a part of me. Wake up, you can see my little altar behind me. I bring my fruit offering, make my tea for my Buddha statues, sit down with my oracle card for the day, meditation. I've forgotten that that's a habit, because that's just kind of like, unless I'm not at home, I do that every single day.
Oh, great. This brings me to another question that I wanted to ask you. There is a lot of tapping videos, like yours video or any other EFT practitioner. What's the difference when somebody works with you individually or in your membership? What's the difference? Like, is it, well, obviously there are so many people getting results just tapping with you on YouTube. What are the difference or benefit of going like all in individually or inside the membership group setting?
Well, the thing is, I think at the end of the day, consistency and commitment is the key. And if you are the lady, like, she manifested her 50K months through her daily willpower tapping, she got the result without kind of coming to work with me. And she did the vision board workshop at the beginning of the year. So, she has since become a customer. And they're also the same with the people in my members community. I interviewed one of my members, Pavan Kaur, earlier. And Pavan has been a member, probably about 3 years now. And she shared, actually, she discovered me on YouTube. She was just tapping along. Then she joined the members community. And then, we had a little one-to-one session a little while ago. And she actually said in the interview, she said, just having that one-to-one session with you, she said, you gave me clarity, you gave me action steps. And she goes, and you made me open up to different ways of thinking that I hadn't been able to think of, on my own. It's a bit like working, I think, with a personal trainer. They're going to really kind of look at your problem areas, look at where needs extra work, where needs extra focus, and, really support and handhold you. And, and I see, with my members, the ones who kind of get the most results, the ones who show up consistently, regularly on Zoom calls, they are there, supporting others, and, they're sharing. But then I also get to know them and their vision as well. I really invested in their visions. I know that Angie has a vision of being in Margate one day. I know that Karen, she has a vision of, I think it's Idaho. I think it's changed recently, and I know different people's hopes and their dreams and their aspirations, and I love to just support them on that journey. And obviously when I take people through the TNT process as well, when I think about some of the results my one-to-one clients have had, I can tailor tapping scripts for them. You only really get a bespoke tapping script from me if you get a hot seat on the members call, or if you work with me one-to-one. We've been kind of doing these weekly calls. Is magical living because, you know, we think about manifesting as being private jets, designer handbags, hopping from one island to the next, living your best life in a bikini, sunbathing with a hunk of a man at your side, and sipping a cocktail, or on my favorite one is a giant swing, you know. I think that's what a lot of manifestation, you know, you see these on people's Instagram feeds, and this life, it just looks so magical and gorgeous, and you kind of think, yes, I want that, please. But the reality of it is that you've got kids or teenagers, or you've got, you know, in my case, elderly parents, you've got a business to run, you've got errands to run, you've got a life, you've got a busy life to do, you've got laundry, you know, you've got stuff to do. And you kind of think, well, where, that's such a huge gap between island hopping and the day-to-day reality is, of course, yes, we want stuff like that on our vision board. We want to think about ways where we can have a passive income, where we can create money on demand and live that life of freedom. But the reality is, the majority of people can't just run away from that life. And it's how to create that magic in your actual life, you know, magical relationships, so that you're you know, so you don't have people in your life that drain you of your energy, so that you spend time in magical environments, that you find a way of making a living that lights you up, that, you know, fills up your soul, and also that you're enjoying vibrant health every day, and that you can enjoy magical moments every single day. Because when we have experienced that on a day-to-day basis, going to make the path towards all that fun stuff so much more enjoyable. But also it helps you navigate the curveballs that life throws at you, because life isn't a straight easy path to the giant big swing. We suffer loss, you know, we lose people around us can have terrible things happen to them, and when it's people close to you that have terrible things happen, of course it impacts you as well. And it's how to kind of navigate all of that, you know, as smoothly as possible. That for me is manifesting a magic life.
It's like, you know, that sayings that create a life that you don't need a vacation from.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and there's, you know, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with all that kind of island hopping stuff, but it's not real. That's the fact of the matter. It's not real.
Yeah, absolutely. So, by the way, also, if you want to experience Melanie's magic amplified, meeting Melanie in real life, on 30th of September, we are doing our annual Magical Creators live event in London, in Heathrow area. And Melanie will run one of the workshops there, and you will have an opportunity, as Lisa says, touch the garment and hug Melanie and have a conversation and experience it in like a real life environment.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love the Magical Creators event. It is a day filled with magic, and yeah, I enjoy being a participant as much as I do being a speaker. So yeah, can't wait.
Yes. Excellent. One last question and we finish off, and I'm going to put you on a spot, but I think you will manage. So you have usually around 10 minutes long tappings, but you also do 1 minute tapping. Is it 1 minute as effective as 10 minutes?
It can be. It really can be. It can be a really good pattern interrupter to your day. It can bring really kind of quick, instant calm. It can fire you up quite quickly. And I've seen kind of some of the comments on these 60-second tapping, but also you could repeat the 60 seconds again. You could make it 2 minutes just to, you know, if you just feel like you're just getting into it, just do another round. And sometimes it is just taking that breath and, you know, just saying some positive self-talk, you know, telling yourself, yes, I can do this, you know. Like my kids have both got exams at the moment, and just as I said to my daughter in the car on the way this morning, I said, just for a moment, just because she's trying to cram her revision notes, I said, just for the next, couple of minutes, just set your intention and just do some light tapping. Just tell yourself, I'm going to have an amazing exam today. It's going to be great. I'm going to do really well. I feel confident. I feel energized. I feel, I feel really positive about this. And it just kind of like, and she did, you know, she just sat there for a minute and just, you know, just took it in. And sometimes you just need, sometimes just 60 seconds can really give you an energetic reset.
Okay, so I will have a selfish agenda and also asking it publicly, and I know that you will come up with a solution like 1 minute, but imagine somebody has full on day. Like for me today, I have 3 sessions, and I have to come up with a add concept 2 of them, and it feels like a cramped
I've got
day
one of these
and a lot. So like what would be like a 1 minute quick, you know, like get this energy boost that, you know, you can keep galloping through the day. So you know, something for 1 minute very quickly to get you back into this energy boost, and we can use it like when we have those days.
All right, let me just tune into this.
Tune in, and everyone else, you can tap along, you can leave a comment in terms, if you have any questions, please leave the comment and we will come back. Make sure you follow Melanie. Please follow Magical Creators account. While Melanie is tuning in, I will tell you what I was supposed to tell you in the beginning, what Magical Creators Live is. And it's a business growth platform for intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs, where we come together to support each other, to combine this magic and mindset, energy work, and business strategy all together in order to be able to grow our businesses, that they create a legacy, they make a difference in the world, and it also make changes in our lives. So I envision this, that all the energy, not just energy healers, but people who work with energy, they are extremely wealthy and they are able to navigate their money and abundance towards good into this world. So Melanie,
Yes,
you ready?
Do a quick, very quick 60 seconds, well, roughly 60 seconds of tapping, just to, so if you've got a really busy day, bit overwhelmed, so much to do, it's just to kind of to re-energize you so that you can continue with your day. Okay, so just a mini letting go bit. Let's go. Letting go of all this overwhelm, letting go of all this stress, letting go of all this busyness.
Letting go of all this business.
And I choose to tune into the truth.
And I choose to tune into the
that I have so much more energy.
That I have so much.
I have so much more to give.
I have so much more to give.
From a place of love and service.
From a place of love.
That I've got today. Today is great.
Today is great.
And I choose to know that everything is working out perfectly today.
Everything is working.
And when I get to the end of the day, I'm going to feel so accomplished.
I will
so satisfied. So pleased with myself that I have made today great. Today is great. I'm feeling more energized, feeling calmer, feeling positive, feeling peaceful in body, mind, and spirit. And then take a big deep breath. Okay. I'm not sure if that was exactly 60 seconds or not. How did that feel?
I don't care how long it was, but it worked. I have now my magic pills that I can come back and do the tapping. Oh, thank you.
It is like, it does feel like a magic pill sometimes. And it's just, you know, focusing, it's just literally taking 60 seconds of mindfulness to focus on all the things that you want. Because what do we normally default to? Oh my God, I'm so stressed. I've got to run here, I've got to run there, I've got no time, I've got to make dinner, I've got to pick up the kids, need to feed the dog. Oh my God, I've run out of milk, blah, 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 and, you know, endless stuff. And it's just stop for 60 seconds and just tell yourself some nice things.
Yes. Oh, and I could also feel like a physical relief in terms, I have more energy.
Well, actually,
straight away.
you know, one of my tapping videos on my YouTube, and I remember I created it. It was a bit of an experiment, and it was tapping for more energy, because there were all days when we need, you know, just very quickly, we think that we get energized from food and sleep. And I'm not saying you don't need food and you don't need sleep, but, you know, say for example, sometimes I get a bit sleepy on a long distance journey and I know I need to stop and rest. But then if something happens, like, you know, something comes on the radio, oh, I just don't feel sleepy anymore. Or I've, you know, but I haven't eaten anything, I've not slept. But then they kind of got me thinking, how can we cultivate that energy? So I did a tapping video just to tell ourselves, I'm feeling more energized. And it's amazing, the feedback on that one. I've gone from a 4 to a 9. I've gone from a 2 to a 8, you know, energy levels. We can literally cultivate more energy in the times when we need it, and then tap for a good night's sleep. Make sure you get fully recharged for a good day tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Melanie. Thank you, everyone who
Thank you, Inga. Thank you for having me. Lovely as always.
Watching on the replay. Thank you, and bye for now.